Tonight we have former Vice President Joe Biden running for president with his vice presidential candidate, U.S. Senator Kamala Harris from California. And they are running against President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence. Now for our first poll closings. We can project now that President Trump will carry the state of Kentucky with its 8 electoral votes. Right now, the state of Indiana, it is too early to call. We can project, however, that Joe Biden will carry the state of Vermont with its 3 electoral votes. And we can project President Trump will carry the state of South Carolina with its 9 electoral votes. Right now, we can also project President Trump will take the state of West Virginia and its 5 electoral votes. The state of Virginia right now, it is too early to call. Joe Biden is leading in the polls, yet at this time we do not have enough information to call a winner. Also, the state of Georgia right now, interestingly, it is too early to call. President Trump had a slight advantage in the polls, yet we do not have enough information at this time to say anything more. The state of North Carolina is too early to call. Also, the state of Ohio, it is too early to call. Remember, it went for President Trump by a large margin in 2016, yet Barack Obama carried it in 2008 and 2012. Florida is also too early to call at the moment. It went for Barack Obama in 2008 and 2012, while it managed to go to President Trump in 2016. We are now able to project President Trump will carry Vice President Mike Pence's home state of Indiana with its 11 electoral votes. Now for our next batch of poll closings at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We can first project that Joe Biden will carry 3 out of 4 electoral votes in Maine, with that last electoral vote too early to call. Right now, the state of New Hampshire, it is too early to call. We can project Joe Biden will carry the state of Massachusetts with its 11 electoral votes. He will also carry the state of Rhode Island with its 4 electoral votes. We can also project he will carry the state of Connecticut and its 7 electoral votes. He will also carry the state of New Jersey with its 14 electoral votes. Right now in Pennsylvania, it is too early to call. Joe Biden was born in Pennsylvania, so if he was able to snatch the state tonight, that would be awesome. But right now, we do not have enough information to call a winner. We can easily say that Joe Biden will carry his home state of Delaware with its 3 electoral votes. Remember, he served as Senator of Delaware prior to becoming Vice President of the United States. He will also carry the state of Maryland with its 10 electoral votes. He will also carry the District of Columbia with its 3 electoral votes. Right now, the state of Michigan, it is too early to call. A state narrowly carried by President Trump in 2016. We can project Joe Biden will carry the state of Illinois with its 20 electoral votes. We can now project President Trump will carry the state of Tennessee with its 11 electoral votes. The heart of Dixie, Alabama, 9 electoral votes will go tonight to President Trump. Mississippi, we can also say, will go to President Trump with its 6 electoral votes. Now we have a key race alert. Right now in the state of Pennsylvania, Joe Biden is in the lead. And also in the state of Virginia, he is in the lead, yet we do not have enough information at this time to call a winner. Right now in the state of Florida, it is too early to call, but Joe Biden has a slim lead. He has a slightly larger lead, interestingly, in the Buckeye state of Ohio. We have another projection to make now at this time. In fact, we have 3 projections to make. We can now say that Joe Biden will carry the state of New Hampshire with his 4 electoral votes, a state that Hillary Clinton didn't win until 4 days after the 2016 election. We can also say that Joe Biden will win the state of Virginia, much earlier call than in 2016 with 13 electoral votes. And we now have a major projection in Pennsylvania. We can project Joe Biden will carry it with its 20 electoral votes. This is his birth state. He was born, remember, in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and he will win the state of Pennsylvania with its 20 electoral votes. Time for another key race alert. He has a very large lead right now in the Wolverine state, Michigan, a state that President Trump only won by a slim margin in 2016, while he has a smaller lead in the state of Ohio. Remember, a lot of the urban counties in the Buckeye State have not yet reported much of their precincts yet, while a lot of the rural counties of southern Ohio have not yet reported, so we cannot make a projection yet in Ohio. I now project that Joe Biden will win the state of Michigan with its 16 electoral votes. It is the second state of the night that Joe Biden will flip, in addition to Pennsylvania. This is a very big win for Joe Biden. He has flipped 2 of the Rust Belt states so far. The night is turning out to be very good for Mr. Biden. Another key race alert right here. Right now, the state of North Carolina, over half of the vote is in, and Joe Biden is holding on to his lead. He appears to be doing very well in the research triangle of Wake, Durham, and Orange counties, Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill area. In addition to Mecklenburg County, which is home to the largest city in the state, Charlotte. Over in down in the Sunshine State of Florida, Joe Biden is doing very well in Broward and Miami-Dade, in addition to the I-4 corridor. Orange County, home to Orlando and Hillsborough and Pinellas counties in the Tampa Bay area. Now time for our 9 p.m. poll closings. Joe Biden will win the state of New York with its 29 electoral votes. You can call the state of Louisiana now for President Trump with its 8 electoral votes. The state of Texas, with its 38 electoral votes, will go to President Trump. We can also project President Trump will win the state of Arkansas in its 6 electoral votes. Right now, the state of Missouri, it is too early to call. Pardon that mistake, Texas is also too early to call. We can now project that President Trump will win the state of Kansas with its 6 electoral votes. And he will also win the state of Oklahoma and its 7 electoral votes. The state of Nebraska, we can now say that 3 out of its 5 electoral votes will go to President Trump. We can also project President Trump will win 3 out of 3 electoral votes in the state of South Dakota. North Dakota and its 3 electoral votes. We have an early call out of the state of Minnesota that Joe Biden will carry it with its 10 electoral votes. Right now, the state of Wisconsin, with its 10 electoral votes, it is too early to call. We have an early call out of the state of New Mexico for Joe Biden with its 5 electoral votes. We are able to make another early call out of the state of Colorado for Joe Biden with its 9 electoral votes. We now can call the state of Wyoming for President Trump with its 3 electoral votes. We can now project that President Trump will carry the state of Missouri with its 10 electoral votes. Previously, Missouri was too early to call, but we can now call the state of Missouri for Donald Trump. Time for another key race alert. Right now, the state of North Carolina, Joe Biden's lead is growing as a lot of the urban vote of the Piedmont Triangle has come in. While in the state of Florida, his lead also grows somewhat as a lot of urban and even suburban vote has come in for Joe Biden. But yet we do not have enough information to call a winner yet, as there are still some outstanding rural counties in both states. Let's take a look at the state of Georgia. Donald Trump only has a slight lead right there. A lot of the Atlanta vote has come in, shrinking President Trump's lead. While in the state of Ohio, it's still pretty much the same, as Joe Biden is doing very well in the urban counties, while President Trump is doing very well in the rural counties. A lot of the Rust Belt areas seem to be going for Joe Biden tonight. Can now project that Joe Biden will carry the state of Ohio with its 18 electoral votes. No Republican has won the Buckeye State while also winning the White House. This is a major win for Joe Biden. He did not know if he would be able to carry the state of Ohio, but we are now able to project Joe Biden will win the state of Ohio. Now time for our 10 p.m. poll closings. We can now project President Trump will win the state of Montana in its 3 electoral votes. He will also win the state of Utah with its 6 electoral votes. Remember, Evan McMullin was not running this year, so we have a much earlier call for President Trump in the state of Utah. Right now, the state of Arizona, it is too early to call. Donald Trump had a slight edge in the polls, yet we cannot make a projection at this time. Right now, the state of Nevada, it is too early to call. Joe Biden had an edge in the polls, yet we cannot yet make a projection. Right now, in the state of Ohio, polls were very split in the Hawkeye state. Rather, that is the state of Iowa. We do not have enough information to call a winner. Iowa can be one of the last states to be called this election, based on polling. We can now project Joe Biden will win the state of Wisconsin with its 10 electoral votes. This is a very big win for Joe Biden. He will flip the state of Wisconsin. It is the 4th state of the night that he will flip. This is the 4th Rust Belt state that will go to Joe Biden after Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Ohio. Does not look good right now for President Trump. Right now, the state of North Carolina, Joe Biden is still ahead. A lot of the rural counties are coming in for President Trump, while a lot of the urban counties are coming in for Joe Biden. While right now in the state of Florida, it is still the same. We do not have enough information yet to project a winner. That brings us to 212 electoral votes for Joe Biden and 117 electoral votes for President Trump. We can now project President Trump will carry the state of Texas with its 38 electoral votes. This is a silver lining for the Trump campaign in the current circumstances. His biggest prize of the night will be the Lone Star State, previously too early to call. A lot more of the vote has come in, and we do not have enough information at this time to project that President Trump will win the state of Texas with its 38 electoral votes. We can now also project that Joe Biden will win the state of Nevada with its 6 electoral votes, making it very difficult at the moment for President Trump to make a comeback. We also can project the remaining electoral vote. We can also project that Joe Biden will win that last vote out of the state of Maine, that last remaining electoral vote. And now time is polls closing on the West Coast. polls will be closing in California, Oregon, Washington, and Hawaii, and Idaho. And we can now make a perhaps presidential projection. We can now project that Joe Biden will become the next president of the United States. Sweeping the West Coast and Hawaii, he will now become President-elect Joe Biden. He is now at 297 electoral votes to President Trump's 149 electoral votes. Joe Biden will be the oldest president to ever take office, while Kamala Harris, in addition to becoming the first female vice president, she will also become the first vice president of color. A very historic outcome to the election for both the president and the vice president. According to a source at the Trump campaign, President Trump has called Joe Biden to concede. Joe Biden and his wife Jill will be arriving at the Biden headquarters in Wilmington, Delaware, along with now Vice President-elect Kamala Harris and her husband Doug will be coming, where Joe Biden will be giving his victory speech. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Matt Johnson.